Aloha guys, it's Joe Tunney. I'm visiting my friends here in Kona Nissan at the Kona Auto Center right next to the beautiful Pacific Ocean on the big island of Hawaii. And filming some videos today, my wife brought up a pretty interesting observation. We've always had full-size sport utilities. We've always had sport utilities with a third row seat, and we've never used that third row seat before despite having 3 growing boys. That's probably consistent with a lot of families, and a lot of families, yours included just like mine, might be wondering, would a second row seat sport utility actually be better for our family than a third row seat sport utility? We're going to take a look between the 2017 Nissan Murano and the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder, do a review of both, and see which one would make more sense for our family, and maybe answer some questions for you along the way. There are some differences between the two. The Pathfinder is not merely a third row seat differentiation between this and the Murano, it's actually a different vehicle altogether with a different engine. Both have V6 engines. The V6 in the Pathfinder puts out 284 horsepower and 259 foot-pounds of torque. Both have a CVT transmission. Little sportier transmission feel in the Murano, a little smoother transmission operation in the Pathfinder. One distinction between the two is that, crazy as it sounds, for a decade and more there have been hood struts that have held up the hood on pretty much every vehicle that there is, except the Pathfinder, which still uses a hood prop. A small feature distinction between the two, but definitely more power in the Pathfinder. In the Murano, still the same new V-motion look that we're enjoying throughout the Nissan lineup. Still lots of power, but different power than you're enjoying in the Pathfinder. In the Murano, horsepower is 260 to go with 240 foot-pounds of torque. A sportier feel in the transmission, a sportier personality altogether in the Murano. For my wife, yeah, she takes the kids to the things that they need to do, and she also takes them to school, goes without saying. But she also drives the car without the kids all of the time, and a sportier vehicle kind of suits the bill of, I'd like to have something sporty, but I need something practical. Maybe this is the perfect marriage of both. Really beautiful style on the Murano, very similar to the all-new Nissan Maxima. Let's take a look inside. Well, inside, in fact, I probably have the seat a little too far back. Inside, it's that sports car cockpit feel. Dramatic sight lines, beautiful visibility, all kinds of neat amenities, even at the SV level. Great Bose stereo system, that piano black finish that I'm such a big fan of in the new Range Rovers, the beautiful metallic wood trim, not only in the dash and on the door sills, but in the center console as well. It's really nice looking inside. Very sporty. So if you like the idea of a sports car with the practicality of a sports utility, boy, you could do a lot worse than the Murano. Let's take a look in back. So I have 3 boys. One of them's almost as big as me. So I have to imagine that my 13-year-old is going to be 18 years old or older before I part ways with my new Murano. So would I be able to fit comfortably both on the left side and the right side? Of course. In fact, there's much more room than I would even need to have 2 6-footers. But how about 3 6-footers? It's not bad. In fact, it's so not bad that I could imagine in this vehicle we would do it just like this forever. We would never use a third row seat. Having had Land Cruisers, GX470s, and our current Mercedes GL, as crazy as it sounds, 3 boys, 3 rows of seats, we've never used the third row seat ever. Taking a look in back, well, behind that second row seat is abundant space. And so because it's a 2-row seat vehicle, I don't have a third row seat infringing on that maximum usable space. So if I want to load up at Costco, sporting goods, whatever I want, I have room to spare. One huge distinction though between the Murano and the Pathfinder is that the Murano only tows 1,500 pounds, whereas the Pathfinder tows 6,000 pounds. This is an SL Pathfinder, so it has a power tailgate. And I've taken the third row seats and I've folded them down. And I realized that the actual cargo capacity behind the second row seat is kind of about the same between the Pathfinder and the Murano. If I'm going to use a third row seat, no doubt about it, my only choice is the Pathfinder. If I'm going to tow no doubt about it, my only choice is the Pathfinder. But for 99% of the driving that you're going to be doing, and not just the driving, but the passenger carrying and the hauling, the Murano is going to do everything you need it to do. The Pathfinder is stylish, it goes without saying. The look has been around a little bit longer. The look in the Murano is brand new and very bold, very exciting, very dramatic. The look on the Pathfinder is absolutely beautiful, but it's a look that we've seen for a handful of years. Let's jump inside. Well, inside the Pathfinder, room to spare, luxury to spare. This has a single moonroof in the front and then a double-sized moonroof in the back, so almost the usability of 3 moonroofs. That big supersized moonroof is the exclusive moonroof option in the Murano, so a double-sized moonroof. So if you like a lot more sunlight inside the vehicle, you'll do better in the Pathfinder than you'll do in the Murano. Again, a small distinction. This is a beautiful interior. It's very much the same as the Infiniti Luxury Division's version of this very same vehicle. Soft leather, posh interior accommodations. It's absolutely beautiful. But for the way we drive, honestly, I think we'd get more usability out of the Murano. Easier to park when you're in a tight mall, easier to do things with, especially if you have to park on the sidewalk. Better gas mileage, more fun to drive, kind of an alternative between somebody who wants a sports car and a sport utility. If I'm going over the pass all the time, if I'm loading up with skis, if I have the big full crew, then I'm going to need the Pathfinder. For my dollar, it's the Murano, but you tell me what you think. Reach out anytime at joeloveshawaii@gmail.com.